Good evening, everyone, and a Merry Christmas. It's probably just passed. I hope you're having a wonderful time. This is our Boxing Day special featuring the lovely, bearded Matt McGinn, and who is accompanied tonight by the most amazing John McCulloch. This is a bit of a special one in good old alcoholic Graham Norton fashion because we're not really live, you know, but we're pretending to be live. I'll tell you why. I'll let you in a secret because you can't hear this. It's actually this man's birthday today. So we're doing it a wee bit sneaky, helping Santa out. But without further ado, I give you Matt McGinn.
Thank you, Les. We're going to kick off with my latest single. It's called Lighthouse Joe. And John McCulloch, I'm sure this is going to be like riding a bike, is it? Well, it's been a while. We'll figure it out along the way. Just be prepared for, you know, a few human errors. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. I've been working this lighthouse for all of my days, like my father and his father before. But they'll no longer need what I lived my whole life for, and it looks like they're letting me go. Yes, it looks like they're letting me go. So thanks for the years, Joe. Goodbye and good luck, and leave the light on whenever you go, sir. Thanks for the years, Joe. Goodbye and good luck, and leave the light on whenever you go, sir. Leave the light on whenever you go. We weren't first on this island, but we may be the last, for there's no good reason to stay. The homes that once housed my friends and good neighbors are empty and slow to decay. Yes, they're empty and slow to decay. So thanks for the years, Joe. Goodbye and good luck, and leave the light on whenever you go, sir. And thanks for the years, Joe. Goodbye and good luck, and leave the light on whenever you go, sir. Leave the light on whenever you go. And maybe someday, when there's nothing to do and we traded our passions away, we'll spend time reminiscing of a life that we're missing. For when it's over, sure it's over, when the old ways get lost to make way for the new. So thanks for the years, Joe. Goodbye and good luck, and leave the light on whenever you go, sir. Thanks for the years, Joe. Goodbye and good luck, and leave the light on whenever you go, sir. Leave the light on whenever you go. Thank you, John McCulloch. It's great to have you back, John. We should have given you a mic. You're going to have to shout up a bit now for people to hear you. That was Lighthouse Joe. It was written about a year ago. I went on a wee writing retreat up to Donegal, and it's mad. Like, no matter how many times you go to Donegal, you just fall completely in love with the place because you find somewhere new, somewhere special that you haven't seen before. And this was, I didn't even know the name of the place. There's a friend of mine, Bridget O'Neill. She has got a house up there, and it's just looking out onto. I don't know if you remember the scene from the Goonies where you're sort of looking out onto the pirate ship, you know, at the end, but it's like that there. And just the whole ruggedness and the rocks and everything. And I'm looking out onto an island. I think it was called Inisheer. I'm not sure. And it's just a couple of wee empty buildings. And whenever it was explained to me by Bridget that basically just they had to leave the island for it to, you know, there was nothing really left for them there anymore. After sort of centuries of living there, not just the one person, like, you know. Okay. Just in case the old sherry on Boxing Day is sort of kicking in, and you're sitting there going, who lived in Donegal for hundreds of years? So, basically, you know, the whole, I think this is the fastest song that ever came into my head. It just literally wrote itself in about 2 minutes, and I turned around and played Lighthouse Joe. I was actually in Rathlin, and that would have been my last gig, except it was in February, and the weather, we couldn't get across in the boat. But I was at Rathlin a couple of years ago, and we were recording in the Lighthouse. I suppose that came into mind as well. But I can't wait to get back to Rathlin now. It's just some spot altogether. But anyway, we're not here to just sit and chat flat out, even though it's good crack, because I've been chatting flat out to cameras for the last 6 months. But what I haven't been able to do is play with this young fella here, John McCulloch, which is what I'm going to do right now. We're going to try maybe The End of the Common Man, John, if that's okay. Money, power, and people who said 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I take my odds on a haystack and a needle, than finding a bank or more than half a mine. Out of a job last Monday, it's all I am and all I know. The leeches at the top need the money, need to find themselves another zero. Whoa, we're all at the mercy of a master plan. Whoa, is this the end of the common man? Lost my home on a Friday, they'll board it up till they get what they owed. Get themselves a nice little payday while we all reap the dirt that they have sown. Whoa, we're all at the mercy of a master plan. Whoa, is this the end of the common man? Find a good spot on the sidewalk. Sometimes it even feels like home. Gonna try and keep my head up. It's hard to make it back when you're this far gone. Whoa, we're all at the mercy of a master plan. Whoa, is this the end of the common man? Whoa, we're all at the mercy of a master plan. Whoa, is this the end of the common man? Thank you very much. So hope you're keeping well. Hope you had a nice Christmas. Hope you're still enjoying it. As Les said, it's my birthday today, so thanks for joining me here in this celebration. A little 42, John. 42, Les. You'll know about that next year, will you? I see. Oh. Les, whenever you give me a wee whiskey on my birthday, I have to give you a wee compliment every now and again. A man that, yeah, and a good whiskey too. 2 stacks. A good Hilltown whiskey. John, do you know what? I was thinking of another like up-tempo song, but I think I might chill out a wee bit for a second and maybe try that Somewhere to Run To, which is a song off the End of the Common Man album. It's very strange because the End of the Common Man album seems very fresh because like Lessons of War and the End of the Common Man were both pretty much written and at the same time. It's just that the End of the Common Man got there a bit faster. So it feels a bit strange me sort of singing a couple of songs off like not my new album or like, you know, the latest album, but there you go. That's just the reason for it, and that's it. So this is called Somewhere to Run To. Hope you enjoy it. Take your time. Just be here before the morning. I'm not sure if I could hold it longer than that. I'm alright. At least that's what I told you. I don't know if you knew it, but I could tell an easy lie. And once we were young, and I could offer a strong shoulder, enough comfort just to hold you back from doing something wrong. So help me now and be my last salvation, and make my final thoughts of you be something I could keep. And I just need one more night to have you close to me. Lay me down and just let me be. For a moment, could I just lean on you instead? Or was I just somewhere you could run to? Was I just somewhere you could run to? Was I just somewhere you could run to? This time I need you to stay still. Well, hurry now and see how far you make it, and show me that you're more than you think that you could be. And I just need one more night to have you close to me. Lay me down and just let me be. For a moment, could I just lean on you instead? Or was I just somewhere you could run to? Was I just somewhere you could run to? Was I just somewhere you could run to? This time I need you to stay still. This time I need you to stay still. This time I need you to stay still. John McCulloch, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Yeah, of course I remembered. Oh, God. We're going to stick to the common man for the minute. We're going to try one. It was probably the first song I wrote off this album. It's called The Right Name. Hope you enjoy it. Well, I never knew how running on empty couldn't leave you where you needed to go. When all I had was time, it's a good thing you had money, or I never would have made it, I know. We could be running a lost life, but we haven't started losing it yet. Standing in your crosshairs, firing like crazy, well, it's too hard to hit me, I bet. Nothing's good when it's all you got, and every lesson learned or more is a sin. What's the difference if we make it or not when I'm looking out for all to complain? So you better have the right name. You better have the right name. Well, I was picking on a song I heard somewhere. I've been trying hard since to forget. But of all the things I've done, they follow me like that one. I'm halfway into paying my debts. We could be running a lost life, but we haven't started losing it yet. Standing in your crosshairs, firing like crazy, well, it's too hard to hit me, I bet. Nothing's good when it's all you got, and every lesson learned or more is a sin. What's the difference if we make it or not when I'm looking out for someone to blame? So you better have the right name. Oh, you better have the right name. Oh, you better have the right name. You better have the right name. Now me and the devil are partners. Well, I find myself back in the game, but the terms of my deal are etched on my forehead, and it looks like we're one and the same. You better have the right name. You better have the right name. Oh, you better have the right name. You better have the right name. A few little bum lyrics and stuff in there, but you have to be a true fan to be able to recognize the bum lyrics. So if you did notice them, thank you Thank you for supporting my music and for keeping an eye on whenever I make mistakes. But in my defence, it's been a while since we've played together, myself and John. Do you know what? I'm going to try a song. You know what? Sorry, I was just thinking of a joke. I got in a Christmas cracker.
Oh, yeah.
I might try one from Lessons of War called "I Was There." It was one I wrote with a good friend of mine, Ben Glover. I was actually on the way to a gig in Bangor, and Ben's in Nashville, and I was on the way to a gig in Bangor, and I was a wee bit early, and this song came to my head, and I stopped, and after about the first verse, I thought, I think this would be Ben's cup of tea, and I phoned him, and he picked up, and it's mad, like, you know, sitting there on the way to a gig in Bangor, chatting to your friend in Nashville, and whenever I told him the verse, and had a bit of crack, by about halfway through the gig, he texted me the second verse, so it's class, co-writing. But it's called "I Was There." It's just basically like, you know, I sort of find it's getting more and more these days. It's like, you know, everything's getting very sort of segregated. It's like, you know, I'm right, you're wrong. No, I'm right, you're wrong. No, you're, you know, and and the fact is, you know, especially sort of living where we are, you know, can you say that your slate is completely clean? And it's sort of a song about that there, just about the fact that, you know what, we all have a lot of goodness, but, you know, we all have a little bit of bad as well, but just hopefully, you know, we can sort of, you know, as long as we sort of say sorry and you know, for the things we do wrong, or the times we do things wrong, then, you know, a little bit of luck will be ours. Have a bit of grace, you know. So there you go. And even more exciting than that, it's got a lovely piano solo in it.
Was it?
Touch wood. I was there in Belfast, religion was the gun. We were all the same but different. I was Tig, you were Hun. I was there, we all were there. I was there in Montgomery, cross burning in the mud, fear and evil in the night, and fire in the blood. I was there, we all were there. And there is blood on my hands, on everybody's hands. There is hate in my heart, in everybody's heart. And there is sin in my soul, everybody's soul. And may we find grace. Oh, may we find grace. Go on, Johnny. Well, I was there in Calais, a canvas sanctuary. We're tearing down the jungle, they tore down liberty. I was there, we all were there. There is blood on my hands, on everybody's hands. There is hate in my heart, everybody's heart. There is sin in my soul, everybody's soul. May we find grace. Oh, may we find grace. There is blood on my hands, on everybody's hands. There is hate in my heart, in everybody's heart. There is sin in my soul, everybody's soul. May we find grace. Oh, may we find grace. Go on, Johnny. There is blood on my hands, on everybody's hands. There is hate in my heart, everybody's heart. There is sin in my soul, everybody's soul. May we find grace. Oh, may we find grace. Cheers, John. Do you know what? While we're at it, while we're in Lessons of War, I'm going to try one called Bubblegum. I sort of have to give a disclaimer every time I sing this song that I love singing it, but you have to check out Ciara O'Neill singing it on the album. It's just, yeah, she just makes it her own, and yeah, I sort of feel like an imposter singing it sometimes. It mentions Christmas in it. Do you know that? I don't know if you call it a Christmas song, but it mentions Christmas in it, so we'll definitely do it for that reason. It was based on the diaries of a girl, Bronagh McAtasney. I was driving down to Limerick to meet Mick Flannery. Now I arranged to meet Mick, and he's living in Clare, and geography isn't my strong point. Les, you'd probably laugh at this straight away. It was only there whenever I realised that Mick says, "Sure, I'll yeah, that's great. Sure, we'll meet up, and sure, I'll meet you halfway in Limerick." And I was like, "Yeah, no problem." And then I realised that Clare, County Clare, is about half an hour from Limerick, and it took me about 3.5 hours to get there. So, yeah, savvy boy. So, but on the way down the road, was a girl, Bronagh McAtasney, who, believe it or not, is from like Mayo Bridge. Is like about half, not even, but 20 minutes from where I am, 10 minutes, and but I didn't know her, and she was talking about on Radio 1, RT Radio 1, about her diaries that she wrote as a teenager. And it was mad just sort of listening to these diaries where you've got the sort of juxtaposition of somebody worrying about a small girl, teenage girl, worrying about school, worrying about boys, worrying about whatever, about the fact that maybe, that John Lennon had maybe died the week before, and that the fact that his songs were like 1 and 2 in the charts, I think it was. And but yet in the backdrop of that, you've got, in her diary, with the fact that that there's hunger strikes happening, there's riots up the streets. It's like for and I suppose the mad thing is the fact that was normal, and I suppose at the time whenever we were going through Brexit and all that, there, it was like, the last thing you want is for the likes of that to become a normality again. So as soon as I got down to Mick and sort of was telling me this, in about 2 hours we'd written this song, which was basically just sort of a bit of a summary of what I had heard and a little bit of my own experiences as well. So hope you enjoyed. Bubblegum. Mommy, I like Johnny down the street, but I don't know if he likes me. Mommy, I like Johnny down the street, but I don't know if he likes me. Went to the shop this morning, first time I tried bubble gum. Home for dinner, Daddy made it back before the curfew come. They played John Lennon R.I.P. Top of the pops this evening. Imagine it was number one. Happy Christmas, war is over. Mommy, I like Johnny down the street, but I don't know if he likes me. Mommy, I like Johnny down the street, but I don't know if he likes me. Daddy pinned up Bobby Sands for me, right next to my Madness poster, in our house, in the middle of our street. They blew up another bar last night, and I heard the soldiers searching. Johnny said they might call off school. Johnny said, I can't talk to you. Mommy, I like Johnny down the street, but I don't know if he likes me. Mommy, I like Johnny down the street, but I don't know if he likes me. Mommy, I like Johnny down the street, but I don't know if he likes me. Mommy, I like Johnny down the street, but I don't know if he likes me. I didn't do my lessons right, I'll have to rush it in the morning. 3 riots up the streets tonight, the hunger strikes have started. Cheers, John. That's not Johnny is in the song, you know. We just made a sound man cry. Apparently, in my ears, I hear that. Just made a sound man cry. That's never happened before, ever. Not just in my gigs, ever. Do you know what? We're going to keep it on the same thing for now. But do you know what? Let me see. Here's another one from Lessons of War called Refugees. Lives in tow, places come and go. We left upon a midnight morning to find our way. Scared but we don't say, just praying for the light of morning. I could ask you, would you listen to your heart? And I could tell you, would you pull it all apart? But if I can show you, I'll take you there, leaving all we have behind. Looking for what's yours and mine. Light to shade, Memories that fade are pieces of an old life living. Pilgrims scarred, we're ghosts of who we are, making sense of what we've been given. You want answers of why we had to leave, and I can't reason, only just believe. But if I won't show you, I'll take you there. We're letting go of what we've known, and until we find a place called home, we're refugees. Refugees. You want answers of why we had to leave, but I can't reason, only just believe. But if I can't show you, I'll take you there. As long as we're not worlds apart, we can travel by these unmarked charts. As refugees, refugees, we're refugees, refugees, lives in tow. Places come and go, left upon a midnight morning.
It's times like this when we do celebrate, we celebrate being together, and it's really good that we can be together, that we're allowed to be together. And I think the power of that song makes us just even more thankful for what we have, and a little bit more mindful of what others don't have. Over this last load of months, Matt, you have been central to keeping a lot of people's sanity in the right place it should be, through the platform known affectionately as Cocoons. And like many I've watched from the wings on various nights, but particularly I suppose a Saturday night, and it gets a bit madcap at times, but I just want to do a massive personal shout out just to say it's a fantastic thing that you've done, how you've raised so many people's profiles on various social media channels, and that you've even raised, more importantly, money at times for incredibly needy causes. So I just want to say a personal thanks for that, because I think many have been enriched and benefited from what you've done, and yourself and Cormac and many others. Have you found it enjoyable, challenging, and nearly, why are we still doing this for so long?
The only time, well, to go backwards in your questions, the only time I think that we questioned it was whenever lockdown was sort of finished, and we're like, should we carry on with this? But I mean, you know, there wasn't going to be any. A lot of the audience that we had built up in Cocoons were first and foremost music fans, just people who loved music and people who loved sort of searching out music that wasn't just on typical radio. So for them, it wasn't like lockdown's over. You can go to all the gigs. You can go, out to a bar that's got a nice band playing or whatever. So for that, the Cocoons was still very much needed and viable. Did I enjoy it? I mean, was the one before it was a bit maybe the organisation of it. I mean, it there's a serious amount of work that goes, and luckily, you know, there were two of us who started it that we could sort of lean on each other and you know, but everything from like putting together the posters to you know, to getting the artists to make sure that they know how to do it, and you know, as you know yourself from what you're doing, it's not just a matter of just an hour gig and that's it. Like there's a wee bit goes on behind the scenes, like, you know.
I mean, certainly it has been a bit eye-opening for us, John and myself, since we started back on Easter Sunday. And it genuinely has been a pleasure to be involved with musicians. It also has been quite frightening at times because we, I suppose, had our own expectations that all that community, your community, who go out and gig multiple times a week, didn't necessarily have the right skill set, shall we say, without being derogatory, to be able to then suddenly broadcast, because that's what everything has been thrust upon, I would say, that musicians community. And so you say an hour, some of the first folks who, again, they were great nights, but we would have spent 15, 16, 17 hours in preparation for a 1 hour gig.
Yeah.
You know, just to try and get it as, like, hands up, you know, we got it wrong. We made mistakes, but we have been learning this whole time, because rather than just rolling over and stopping, we thought we just need to continue learn, and at the same time offer an opportunity, a platform for people just to really be able to come to the fore and for a wider audience. And I think that's what I've really enjoyed watching you do it, because it has been madcap fun from the top end of Donegal down to the bottom of the tippest furthest point of this island and beyond, and you have all this glorious interaction.
The main thing though is whenever you're saying about you know, it seemed everybody was just jumping on to social media, but the thing is that I would say in a lot of people's defense is that and it was back to your first question, did you enjoy it, where like singing is the only time that I might breathe properly during a week. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and especially now, whenever I'm figuring this out because I'm a wee bit more aware of like meditation and stuff like that. But it's like the only time that I like really breathe to the bottom of my lungs is when I'm singing. So like for an awful lot of people, we're panicking financially, but even more so as a singer, and you know, you to go that long without singing, and then all of a sudden you find this release by doing it live through Facebook or whatever, which is one of the reasons why Cocoons, we just sort of said it has to be live, you know, because it was more, I mean, a lot of it was for our own sort of mental health, you know, and then and we knew that if we're doing good for us, that we'll be doing good for other people too.
Yeah, indeed. I'm going to change the questioning now to this man over here.
Yes.
He's thinking, no, it's better be him.
What are you going to ask me?
John, I have to say, John, you know, you're one of those guys. You're the stalwart. You're the guy who really underpins a lot of the music that goes on in our community. You're held with such esteem. Your name resonates for one who's only 22.
23. Good man.
Get it in there. How have you found it to date? Have you found it you're not playing as much, you're not as engaged? Has it, or you find it, you know what, as Matt has said, have you found it a little piece of downtime, literally piece of downtime, and actually found it actually okay?
Yeah, no, for the first time in about 22 years, I've had a long break of actually not out gigging, but I've done a lot more recording. So I've kept myself busy with doing more you know, online jobs, remote recording, you know, a lot of that. So I've been busy with that there and other things. Found a bit more time for writing for the first time in years, you know. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's a kind of double-edged sword. You know, you miss the gig and you miss the interaction with people. That's the main thing. You don't realise how much you actually are around people. You know, they talk about social distancing and keeping your contacts and all down. It was only after about the first lockdown you kind of realise the amount of people that you would come into contact in an average week, you know. I mean, I was supposed to be touring most of this year. So I went from the start of the year to being away like every 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, to being at home every day, which I haven't done since I think I was about 15.
Oh dear.
But no, but it's yeah, but it's very important to keep those relationships going throughout, you know, because you just used to seeing people all the time, interacting with people. Now you're doing it in a virtual way. I was doing that before anyway, a lot of, you know, but this has stepped it up a bit more.
And in terms of, please God, bring on a fantastic 2021 for us all.
Yeah.
Plans, preparations. Start with you, John. Have you got anything? You were saying you are quite often away. Are there plans for that, or have they been sort of?
I mean, I don't want to be doom and gloom here or anything, but I don't really see like anything, you know, like getting back to normal for about another 12 months, you know.
Really?
I mean, yeah, things will lift, but I think generally, when they say touring, I don't mean a couple of gigs in a different country and then back again, you know. I mean, but no, I'm just taking the next 6 months, like the last 6 months. Just, I mean, it can't get any worse as lockdown goes and stuff. There's going to be a lot of different things, but I think no, I'm gonna put more side of time for writing and just
taking stock.
Taking stock. You know, you gotta take the good out of it. I think I'm right. You gotta get the good out of things. You know, you gotta look at the glass half
Full.
Nearly got that wrong, didn't I?
Yeah, it does definitely feel. There's been times it's feel really not even half full. It feels like it's right down the bottom at times. Yeah. Matt, you next year?
I think sort of John nailed it in the head. I mean, like, whenever you go onto social media and stuff, you sort of think to yourself, God, I think we're all sort of I think we're all moaners a bit, but we're not. I mean, you know, I think especially in Ireland and especially in the north, you know, there's a resilience there, and there's like a, you know, okay, well, if this year is going to be really, really bad, let's make it the best bad year that we can. You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's a great way.
And you know, and I've never, like, I've been, like, everybody's talking about, you know, the couple of months they've had and they're sick of watching Netflix. I'd love for a chance to watch Netflix, like, but I mean, like, you know, we maybe it's a self-employed thing as well, that you just sort of, you know, you've had to, you know, even whenever there's no work, you have to be at something.
You have to adapt.
And
I think that's always, especially for musicians, for any self-employed person, obviously, but for a self-employed musician, no matter what your biggest anxiety is, for me anyway, was always, like, apart from the obvious things, people getting sick and all that, there is running out of work. It's like, what if just what happens if just something happens, or you take something happens, your hands or your voice or whatever it may be, you know. And once that happens, and you're just like, well, this is nobody's fault, really, you know. It's just one of those things.
I suppose the biggest thing that I've seen over this period of time is, and yes, the absence of work for the creatives, but then I've seen what the creatives do. As you say, they keep being creative. Mm-hmm. There's that which is in us, and I do count myself in that number. Mm-hmm. Because I remember there being one specific day, I'm not really going to go into it, but where I woke up feeling black, like I've never felt black before in my life. I've never had the experience. And it lasted for a day and a half, and I could not I couldn't understand it. But it, you know what, as it started to move and thankfully, thank God, go away, it made me realise the amount of people who sadly dwell there. And I think that's what really encourages me to continue, and John, to continue doing this, and you to keep doing Cocoons, because we as creatives have a vital role to play within our society. Mm-hmm. Because you guys, when you write and when you play, you genuinely enrich our lives. And that is only, and should only ever be, just, you know, embraced, taken, and absorbed. And so, I'm not going to go political, but I just feel that we really, really need to celebrate creatives. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, I'm going to stop. It's been an absolute pleasure, and it's not to be a chat show this time, but more as I want to use the word celebration. A celebration of this man's birthday. Happy birthday. And a happy Boxing Day and everything else there one here. And I think it's only appropriate that we bring this incredible magical night to a close with a clatter more songs here from the wonderful Matt McGinn and John McGinn.
Thank you, Les, and thank you to Les and John for having us here, for having us here in such a professional capacity, because like, you can't see it at home, but whenever I look around, it's just like, between lights and cameras and sound and everything. It's pretty cool. So thanks to you, thanks to John for doing all the wizardry behind the scenes, and So do you know what? About this time last year, we did our last couple of gigs. The last one was at the Atlantic Sessions, which was a lovely gig, big full band gig with Wilfie Gilbert as well, and Ria Maguire and Ciara O'Neill joined us for a track. But just I think like the week before that was pretty much my second last gig, which was a lovely gig in Lisburn Arts Centre with Anthony Toner, myself and Ciara O'Neill and John, and it was songs about the moon. So I actually I put out a single a couple of months ago, Annie many moons ago. I wrote that song basically on the day of it because I thought, God, I really need a song of my own, and how it just fell out onto the page, I don't know. But we also did this song. It was actually, I put out the feelers and WhatsApp and stuff, and my auntie in Australia, who's a big Willie Nelson fan, Tessie, she came back sort of saying there's a song that Willie does called Moonlight in Vermont. And as soon as I heard it, I just completely fell in love with it. So I think we might give that a wee blast, if that's okay. And then sure, I'll maybe figure out if I can sort of, if my spidey senses tell me that these are all clapping at home, I might figure out another one for you. So I'm going to hand you over to John here. He's going to take us away. Pennies in a stream, fallen leaves, a sycamore, moonlight in Vermont. I see finger waves, ski trails on a mountainside, moonlight in Vermont. Telegraph cables, they sing down the highway and travel each bend in the road. People who meet in this romantic setting are hypnotized by the lovely evening summer breeze, warbling of a meadowlark, moonlight in Vermont. Telegraph cables sing down the highway and travel each bend in the road. And people who meet in this romantic setting. They're just hypnotized by the lovely evening summer breeze. Warbling on a meadowlark, moonlight in Vermont. Moonlight with you and I. It's just you and I in moonlight, moonlight in Vermont. Thank you very much. That's a special one for all my family, aunties, uncles across the world, mother, father, everybody, all family, brothers, sisters, wife, children that have supported myself, especially through this last 6-7 months. It's been absolutely invaluable and incredible. But it's time for us to hit the road. I hope you've had a lovely Christmas. Thanks, Les, for having us. Thanks to John for John for playing the piano so incredibly well. To the other John that you can't see, who's there's a video that goes about, but you know, like the sound man, you know, behind the in the studio behind the glass, and this girl's like, you know, singing flat out, like, and the sweats like on the sound man. That's how I'm imagining John in the back, but he's probably actually cool as a cucumber. So thanks to you both. But I'm gonna leave you with a song. This is one from the Latter Day Sinner album, which is maybe about 6-7 years old at this stage. It's called Darkest Before the Day, because you know, as Les said, you know, there was about a day and a half there that you were a bit down over this last 3 or 4 months. I've had a couple of days to get there. I think most people that I've been talking have had, but some people get it worse than others. But there's always a bit of light at the end of the tunnel if you're prepared to let it in. It's always darkest before the day. You never knew that it would go this way. There's too many things that you wanted to say. Take it from me, what you're feeling now won't stay. But it's always darkest before the day. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Whoa. There was a distance between you and your plans. You let it get to you. You didn't understand all of these roadblocks that were coming your way. But it's always darkest, darkest before the day. Whoa, 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 whoa. Every day is a struggle when you don't know who you are. You cut down when you try to speak, and your mind is all but scarred. You don't know where you have to be, but you say that's too far. Well, it's hard to believe the damage was won. Is it ever too late? Or are you just done? Or could you prove, what they always said, that it's always darkest, darkest before the day. Oh, it's always darkest, darkest before the day. Oh, it's always darkest before the day. Oh, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah. It's always darkest before the day. Thank you, folks. Hope you have a lovely Christmas and a very happy New Year. And thank you.